सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So we saw that by knowing the Jagat Moolam, the Moolam which is not readily perceptible, but must be there, because if anything appears and disappears, it cannot disappear into absence. There is no such thing called absolute absence. The word abhava means absence. Whenever the word absence is used, one has to say absence of what, where, and when. Otherwise, the word absence has no meaning. Why there cannot be an absolute absence? Because if one talks of an absence, the one who talks of the absence is present. You cannot have absolute absence because there is somebody who is talking of an absence of something which he is looking for. Correct? Therefore, there cannot be an absolute absence. So, if I see a world, and if the world was not there before, it could not have come from absolute absence, because I am there anyway. So, absolute absence is not possible. So, if the argument is, there is no such thing called Jagat Moolam, that is dismissed. And what is the nature of that Moolam? We are saying that, look, when you see things in the world, they are all very orderly. The word fear should not be taken as our human fear. That's not the idea. The word fear is only used to show that there is a Sarva Shakti. There is an all-powerful thing, because if there is an all-powerful thing, then nobody transgresses that. And what do you find? There is a absolutely fixed order. It never shifts. So there must be a terror, somebody who is terrorizing fellows to comply. What we are interested in, not terrorizing. What we are interested in showing that first there is a presence. And what kind of presence? A presence which is unchanging, which is laws. Dynamic, but laws. And that presence is Ishvara. Now, is that Ishanam? Isha means what? To lord over, to govern. Is this lording over inherent to the truth? Because you also said Eko Vashi. If you say there is a controller or a Vashi, there must be a control. Who is the controller? Ishvara. Who is controlled? Aham. How can there be an equation between controller and controlled? It is like saying servant is equal to master. It is not logically acceptable. Therefore, what should you understand? Even this controllerness is not inherent to the Vastu. The fact that you are controlled or managed is also not inherent to the Vastu. Then what is inherent? Neither of them is. Still both are seen. Example is what? You have an ocean and a wave. Is the ocean governed, is the wave governed by the ocean or not? It is. But is the wave water? Yes. Is ocean also water? Yes. Therefore, when you look at it from the Swarupa, from the water perspective, is wave governed? Water is not governed. Water governs the ocean too, being its cause. So, from the perspective of what our perceptions tell, there is an order in everything. Yet, in reality, there is only one reality which appears as subject-object, as Ishita and Isha, as governor and governed, as total and individual, Samashti, Vyashti. Okay? So the idea of saying, that there is mahad bhayam, vajramudyatam, bhayadasya agnistapati, it is not to show fear, but it is to show asti ishvaraha. And the word Ishvara and Brahman are used interchangeably. If you try to say Ishvara, see, the problem is what? Ishvara means you will say who is governed. Duality walks in. So some people will say Ishvara is equal to Brahman plus Maya. Ishvara is Brahman plus Maya. Maya is what? No real plus. Maya is a Shakti inherent to Brahman. It has no independent existence apart from Brahman. Why do you bring Maya? Because while Brahman remains Brahman, untouched, no attributes, no parts, yet appears as Ishvara. Therefore, if Ishvara is one more entity, we'll have a problem. Ishvara is not one more entity. But how can the formless, attributeless existence appear as all this? Something must account for it. See, you can see this, right? So you say, this kid, just 3 years old, is a prodigy. He can recognize all ragas and tell what is what. How can that be? You cannot say, how can that be, cannot be, it cannot be. Because you see a boy who is doing it. He can identify every note and tell you this is the raga. So you are seeing it, but you cannot explain it. Because he is born in a non-musical family. Nobody in his house even ever heard classical music. Then how does he know? How does he know? Something must be there. Although it seems not logical, it exists. Now you have to explain why it is there. Then we'll say, you know what? This is some pura samskara which has come to him. Karma, it has come to him. We say that. But that's an explanation. The fact remains, whether I say it's pura samskara or I say Bhagavan touched his head and he got it, it doesn't matter what it is, but you have to give a cause. Because there is something to explain whatever you see. Therefore, you see this world and you see it is organized under somebody who is ruled, somebody who is being ruling, looks like it. Therefore, these are all there. But when you look at it in reality, like in sleep, there is no ruler, no ruled, you are there. So, how do you explain this? That nothing, one who is free from all attributes, suddenly becomes a small, knowing, limited fellow? It can't, both cannot be the truth. The fellow who went to sleep is the fellow who wakes up and who dreams. How can he be both limited and not limited by anything? What is the truth of the fellow? Has to be questioned. So as I said, waker is me, dreamer is me, sleeper is me. Which one of them am I? All three are me. You cannot be all three. You cannot be all three. No, all three, one at a time. But there is someone who is playing then, putting on a costume of sleeper, waker and dreamer. Who is that fellow? Who is that fellow? That fellow happens to be what? Nirgunaha, nityaha nityanam, chetanash chetananam. That's why we can recognize this presence. But that I am a small knowing fellow and my knowledge is what? Very little. I know this is a flower, but this flower I didn't make. Nobody else made. Who made the flower? Somebody made the flower. Who made the flower? No, flower just appears. There must be reason for it. What's the reason? Knowledge of flower. The whole world is knowledge. Understand this clearly, okay? The whole world is not some solid thing. The whole world is knowledge. How do you say that? How do you know the world? Describe your world. How will you describe your world? You will describe it in terms of some things. There are mountains, whatever you start, I will ask you, what is mountain? What is mountain? No, mountain is one huge thing which comes out. What is that? Really, what is mountain? Mountain has a cause or not? We know everything has a cause. Mountain has a cause or not? It has a cause. That has a cause or not? Has a cause. That has a cause or not? Where will I go take you finally? Uncaused cause. I will take you there finally. You can need not go 10 to 25 steps to get there. You know everything is coming from an uncaused cause. Attributeless. Then what is mountain? That existence, which is awareness, plus mountain knowledge. Plus mountain knowledge. Look in your dream. What is mountain? I, awareness, plus mountain knowledge. Mountain comes. I plus mountain with one river flowing through it, river knowledge. Then there is a boat on the river. What is boat? Boat knowledge. Oh no, boat is made up of wood in the dream. It is made up of wood. Wood is what? Knowledge. What do you see in your dream? Do you see anything in your dream which you absolutely don't know? No, Swamiji, I met this person I have never seen before. And next morning when I woke up, Swamiji, that person was standing in front of me. So did I not see something I never saw before? Possible, in a way. But you have seen men. You have seen different kinds of faces. Do you remember every face you saw on the train? You don't. Maybe you've seen it and come out of memory. It's there. It's coming out. But the fact is, even if you didn't see that person, all the possibilities you have seen. And therefore, you can now construct that image in your face. So, what do you see in your dream? Can only be what your knowledge is. Do you agree? Therefore, your whole world is what in the dream? Knowledge. How do you get that dream? Where do you pick up the knowledge? In the dream? No. Where do you pick up the knowledge? In waking. If what appears in dream is picked up in waking, what is stored in the waking? What is picked up and stored? Knowledge. You saw a mountain, you stored it. So if you saw some solid thing, how did it become knowledge? Knowledge alone. Can you tell me a mountain outside your knowledge? Can you talk of a mountain which is not in your mind? Try. Unless it's loaded in your mind, you can't talk about it. And what's in the mind is knowledge. What the Indriyas reported is stored as knowledge only. It came to your mind only as knowledge. You cannot be aware of a mountain unless there is mountain knowledge. Yes or no? So your whole world is what? Knowledge. Correct? So what is the knowledge supported on? Awareness. There is awareness plus knowledge. Is there anything else? Whether it is knowledge of one mountain or a whole ecosystem, it is knowledge plus awareness. Is that correct? Now, in your dream, you have the dream of the whole dream world. And within that, there are conscious beings. And they have what? Knowledge of some small things. They know one side of the mountain, they don't know the other side. Who knows that they don't know the other side? You alone, right? Therefore, their ignorance is also still your knowledge. Their knowledge is also your knowledge. Is there anything but knowledge in your dream? Everything is knowledge. How do you understand knowledge? Knowledge is now biology, zoology, botany. Now within zoology or botany you say paleontology, fossils will bring in, right? Then you will say, oh, life science is all right. Within that there is genetics. Then human genetics. You can keep on specializing more and more. But what is all of it? Knowledge. So whole world is what? Knowledge. Therefore Ishvara is what? Knowledge. What are rules? If you say there is a law of gravitation, what is it? What is a law? Knowledge of a law. Law is nothing but knowledge. Knowledge of how things operate. So where is that knowledge? Where can knowledge be? In a conscious being. Therefore, what should Ishvara be? A conscious being. What should anybody who has any knowledge be? A conscious being. So there is small knowing conscious being, more knowing conscious being. Knowledge, is it inherent to you? You the small knowing fellow? Is it inherent to you? If it was, in sleep also you should know. You are free from knowledge. Between two thoughts, you are free from any knowledge. and the knowledge doesn't stick to you, because if it did, then one knowledge will not go. Suppose you saw now, what do you see now? A red flower. What do you see now? A bunch of grapes. Is the red flower sticking to the knowledge of grapes? Or is it completely displacing it? Completely displaced. Now I take this away. I put this. What is this? Brahmachariji's coconut. Very nice. Very nice. Nice coconut. Is it a coconut? Yes. What happened to the grapes? Any of the black little things sticking to the coconut? No. It's gone. So every piece of knowledge, what does it do? It replaces the previous piece of knowledge. Is there any other way you know anything? Only one thing is loaded into your working storage at some point in time. At any point in time, only one thing. You load it, you work, you reload something else. You can store it somewhere else and bring it back, but only one thing at a time. And that's all you are aware of. And if there is nothing you are aware of, you are just awareness. Correct? I know 10 things, God knows million things. But what is common? Neither is my knowledge inherent to me, nor Ishvara's knowledge inherent to Ishvara. What is true? What is the only thing which is there all the way? Consciousness. Swamiji, one Ishvara conscious, one separate. How do you separate the two? Is it separated in space? Is it separated in time? Time and space come to be known due to this consciousness. So what is there? Is only one Chaitanya. Now once we understand this, then to understand Ishvara, we don't understand him as just a regulator. We understand him as the very laws which are prevalent in everything you see. You start recognizing Ishvara as a conscious being with that knowledge. The law, it looks like is insentient. You don't pray to a law. You don't pray to a stone. When you pray to a stone in a temple, it's a stone. Dakshinamurti is a stone. Do you pray to the stone? Does anybody pray to the stone thinking it's a stone? What do you pray to? You pray to Ishvara, who is all power. Where is that all power invoked? In that form, a stone. Swamiji, I can't relate to Ganesha, I can relate to Dakshinamurti. That privilege is given to you. But what is the truth of Ganesha? Same Ishvara. What is the proof of what is the reality of Dakshinamurti? Same Ishvara. What is the reality of this coconut? Same Ishvara. What is the reality of this flower? Same Ishvara. Manifesting in variety of ways. What is the reality of this fellow? Same Ishvara. One consciousness. Wherever you see knowledge, there is consciousness. Whether it's all knowledge or small knowledge, it is all one Chaitanyam. If you understand Chaitanyam, there is only one, Nityam. If you look at it from a perspective of all knowing, small knowing, you have Ishvara and Jiva. If you look at it from, see, even that, where do you draw a boundary for the individual? Where do you draw a boundary called the individual? There is a wave. I asked you yesterday. Do you see a wave? Yes. Do you see an ocean? Yes. My only question is, tell me where the wave ends and the ocean begins. Can you draw a boundary? It doesn't. Which means what? There is no individual separate from the total. The total is the ocean in this context. What is the individual wave? A way of looking at the ocean. You're looking at one aspect, one slice as though of the ocean. And for that you have a name. We do need names for each slice, because if we didn't have names for the knowledge, how would you talk about this and this and this? How would you talk about these? Words means knowledge. That knowledge is not of everything. Knowledge is of a given form which is recognizable by us. And that is all it is. Flower is what? My knowledge of flower. Coconut is my knowledge of coconut. It is so complicated. This is not a coconut fully. You can't make chutney with this. I can only use it as a toy in the class. But you still know it's a coconut. It's a potential coconut. So much buddhi is here. You can see all that. But all that is knowledge. And if that knowledge drops, then comes flower knowledge. Drop the flower. Don't load anything. Land. What are you? Not relating to anything. That is Nityam. Never goes. So Ishvara is also that same Chaitanyam. Jiva is also same Chaitanyam. The ocean is also the same H2O. The cloud is also the same H2O. The wave is also the same H2O. What does the wave feel bound by? Why does the wave feel small? Its life is small. Right? Its size is small. It sees other waves which are larger than it. Comparison is the problem. And I tell the wave, hey, you are not a wave. You are not a wave. Then what am I? What am I? You are the ocean. Hey, are you pulling my leg? Be serious. You're putting salt on my wound. I'm complaining I'm a little wave and there are bigger waves. You're saying I'm the ocean? Forget it. I cannot be the ocean. Go talk to somebody else. Enough. This is all Indian business we don't need. But I want to become bigger. Even if you become bigger, there will be something bigger than you. What are you really? What were you before you were born? What were you before you were born? Where did you come from? Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Where did you come from? From water. Okay. Where will you go to when you're dead? To water. What are you right now? I'm a wave. Hey, wait. Where did the water go? You came from. Where did it go? And if I take away water, are you there? No. Therefore, what must you be now? I must be water. Oh, I am water. All right. But even if I am water, why can't I be like the ocean? Big. See the problem? Even if I am water, why can't I be? I don't mind being water, but I want to be water as an ocean. What do you do now? What do you do now? A, what is the ocean? What is the ocean? Is there an ocean without water? No. Are you not that water? No, ocean includes me. As ocean wave, it includes you. As water, is there two waters? Are there two waters there? There's only one water. No, water has volume. See, the example has a limitation. Water has volume. You can take one pot of water and you can take one more pot of water. They're separable. In space, you can separate the two volumes of water. But can you break this consciousness into two? You can't. And that one consciousness alone is appearing in everything, just like one water alone is appearing as wave and ocean. So what should be the equation? A wave, your water. Is that the equation? The wave does not have a problem being, it says I have a problem even though I am water. I am water. You are another wave. You are also water. But you are big water, I am small water. That's my problem. So that equation between wave and water is not going to make the wave feel good. Equation has to be between what? What bothers you? Wave. Ocean. Ocean is Bhagavan. How can I be Bhagavan? See the impossibility. How can I be the ocean? You can't. And that ocean swallows me. My fate is determined by the ocean. Water I am. Even when I am water, I am small. And when my life will end, I don't know. Anytime it can end. Some bigger wave can hit me. I can hit the shore and die. Possibilities of death are many. Yama comes in so many ways. Dhavati. What should I do? No, no. Do you understand your water? Yes, I understand I'm water. Then understand the wave. Then understand the ocean. Now, what is ocean? It is also water. How can you be different from the cause of the ocean? You're not. If you are the cause of the ocean, can you not do your, you can tell the ocean, hey, you depend on me. Can you not tell? When? When you stop looking at yourself as that trough or the ebb. You can't look at yourself as a wave and say I'm the ocean. Impossible. If you shift your attention, if you stop looking at yourself through that lens of a form called a wave, then what are you? You drop the lens of forms. What are you? You are water. When you look at that same, through that same formless lens, what is the ocean? Yourself. The equation is possible. The equation is, therefore, you are the ocean, not you are water. Now, is there a difference between water and ocean? Example is to show Brahman plus Maya, okay? What is Brahman plus Maya now? Water plus ocean is what? Ocean. Then water plus wave is wave. Are these two different? Water plus ocean is what? Can I call water plus ocean water or not? I can. Can I call it ocean or not? I can. Right? When I want to make you feel that, look, you are not limited, I will say you are the ocean. But you will not understand that unless you see you are water. Okay? So, this business of saying Brahman plus Maya, etc., if you say, as I told you, Swamiji, Brahman plus Maya is Ishvara. Brahman plus, avidya, vyashti, avidya is individual. Swamiji, I don't mind being Brahman, but why cannot I also have Maya Upadhi? See the difficulty? It's like the water saying, why can't I be ocean? A water does not want to be the ocean. Water is the ocean already. It is the wave which wants to be the ocean. You are just changing the language and saying, Swamiji, okay, I'm water, but I want to be ocean. That's the language change. Understanding hasn't changed. The wave still thinks, I am small water. And small water means wave only. It hasn't given up waveness. It says, yes, Swamiji, I understand I am the water. It doesn't understand. You see what's going on there? You say, yes, I understand. H2O I understand. But still H2O, does it have a shape? Does it have a form? Within the example, okay? Does it have smallness? Is H2O small or big? How many molecules of H2O is different? Is H2O small or big? It's the same. But you say, I understand I'm H2O, but Swamiji, can I be big H2O? You can't be a big H2O. I understand I'm consciousness, Swamiji, existence. Can I be big existence? A bigness is not part of existence. Smallness is not part of existence. You tell me. Now, there's a flower. Existence. Now I add another flower. Did existence double? Did existence double? Did consciousness double? Awareness did double? What doubled? What doubled? What this subject, who is one form, is counting another form, that number of forms doubled, correct? Now I add 100 flowers. What is it? Hundreds of names and forms. Everything you see is a name and form. Did existence increase? Did it reduce? It remains the same, yet the forms can increase and reduce. What is the reality of forms? They are an appearance in existence. Existence is not a separate category. It's not there is flower. Swamiji, 2 flowers. Show me existence. Where will I show you? Where is existence? In whatever you say is, existence is inherent. You don't think of existence, you keep thinking existence is an attribute of this flower. Flower exists. It goes away. Has existence reduced? So you can see existence never reduces, never increases. Na udeti, na astameti. doesn't rise, doesn't set. Vriddhim nayati doesn't decrease, doesn't decline. Kshayam nayati, sada vibhati. But yet, all your questions stem from what? Experience, cognitions. And they are all one cognition at a time. And there you identify with something. Correct? So, since you are looking at the cognized world and saying, this is small, this whole swallows me. I cannot be everything. Why? I is placed here. Wave. I is placed here. Then what do I say? At first level, A. At this level, this is governed. And there is a governor. This is Ishita, lorded over, and there is something that lords over. All right. Now, you say this is you, right? Let's look at it. Is this you? This body, is it you? I'm not now saying body doesn't exist, okay? Body is. Is the body you? No. What is the body? Look at the body. What is the body? It's made up of some flesh, some blood and bones and all that. What is the other body? Flesh, blood, bones. What is the other body? What are all these flesh, blood, bones? What is it? Who made them? Whose knowledge is that? Not yours. Therefore, all this is Ishvara or not? Given to you. That Ishvara is pervading all bodies. So, okay, at the level of the physical world or mental world you see, you start seeing what you call yours is not yours. You are aware of it, it is not yours. It is pervaded. The finger is pervaded by Ishvara's knowledge of finger. The brain is pervaded by Ishvara's knowledge of brain. Why knowledge? Because what is there? Only knowledge. So all knowledge pervades or includes completely the small knowledge. So at the level of body, first, this is where makes me feel small. I keep letting go. This is not me. This is not me. This is not me. What is this? This is all given. I'm only aware of it. I can't own it. What is ownership? You should be able to do anything with it. Suppose you owned a house, you can sell it, you can rent it, you can lease it, you can do anything. If you don't own it, what can you do with it? So if this body, if this hand is yours, if you want it to be longer, make it longer. I can't. Why? Whatever I have given, I have to accept. Means it's given to you. Everything is given. Given means already existed. You don't have any say over it. You enter this house as though, and you say, this is my house. Because nobody else claims it. And now you say this house should be different. Fellow who made it has made it this way. It doesn't change. It grows, but it grows the way he wants it to grow. You want the hair to grow, but he makes the stomach grow. What do? Not in your hand. Even if you put kaya kalp, it doesn't grow. Hair doesn't grow. And even if you stop eating, the stomach doesn't come down. What do? You should accept there's something more than what you call you. So the method is, first you take what you call the individual vyashti and you see that it has no being outside the total. So whatever you can perceive, you Ishvarize it. Understand what is Ishvarization? Not only at a material level. This thought, the possibility of this thought, the fact that I feel down, depressed, that possibility is given. Anybody who has gone through the same life where they feel lonely and alone all the time, they feel depressed, it's given. And therefore, that anybody who is like me feel depressed, it's not me. It is the order. What do I call the order? Knowledge. What is knowledge? Ishvara. All knowledge is Ishvara. Small knowledge is also Ishvara only. But you look at it like you look at wave and ocean. You say that is ocean, this is wave. Where's the difference? Draw the boundary. Draw the boundary. This boundary you have drawn. This is me. How did you draw the boundary? This is you. question. How did you draw the boundary? This is you. One sense organ, sense of touch, is only pervading till this point. Why don't you look at another sense organ? You can see till the horizon. Why don't you say all this is me? You don't. Why don't you say everything I hear is me? If everything you draw a line here. Did you choose to draw a line here? No. Everybody draws the line here, not just you and me. Therefore, it is also what? Given. That's how this setup is. That's how this setup is. It's not in your hand. Everybody who is born says, this is me, when they grow up. But there's a possibility of seeing what is me cannot be changing. I am unchanging. So you're able to do viveka. So, kaschid dhira. Only a viveki can recognize this. So this is common starting point. Swayambhu, what did he do? Vyataranat. He has not destroyed me by turning my senses outward, looking at all objects. I don't look at myself at all. I conclude this is me and I live with that conclusion. And that conclusion is confusion born. That's pointed out. So why this whole Ishvara business? Because as I said, you can't jump from this body I am to I am everything. Ishvara is like a bridge. You see everything that you say, whether at the level of mind, at the level of body, at the level of thought, at the level of physiological functions, at every level it is knowledge. You can see knowledge. Look at the physical body, see the bones, see the joint, the pivot joint, how the elbow can go like this. You have a ball and socket. Who put that ball and socket there? And when the ball grows, the socket grows proportionately. Suppose the ball grew more than the socket, elbow won't move. Right? Fingers are like this, thumb is like this. If this thumb was not opposing, we couldn't do a lot of things. Human being. Speciality is what? Opposing thumb. Angushta matraha. That's the law. Did you decide? Did I decide? Did your mother decide? No. Where did it come from? It's knowledge. Where is the knowledge? The knowledge appears to be wherever you see it manifest, because that conscious being is all there is, all pervading. The knowledge is there in an atom, in a quantum particle. It looks like it. So somebody said there is a self-aware universe. True, to some extent. Therefore, to be understanding this, we first have to acknowledge what you call I, the small I. There is something other than that which governs it. That is said by saying fear. Don't take it as fear. Understand it as the order, the laws. And the laws are a wonderful way of recognizing Ishvara. This is Pujya Swamiji's gift to us. That you look at the world as one Maha-order. One all-connected order. Huge order, consisting of, for your understanding, several sub-orders. Disciplines of knowledge. Each discipline of knowledge is one aspect of Ishvara. One way of looking at Ishvara. Therefore, you have the physical world is working in a particular way. All the physical laws which we study in a body of knowledge called physics is really the knowledge of Ishvara from one standpoint. Looking at it, Ishvara through the physical world. That is called a physical order. Will include law of flotation, law of thermodynamics, law of gravity. You include all these. These are all laws. But each law is what? Knowledge of a conscious being. Then you look at the world of life. Living world. What does it contain? It has a physiology. There's a physiological world. What is physiology? You have a different plant physiology, animal physiology, then human physiology. Common, yet different. So a person who is a veterinary doctor, can probably treat you too. Only dosage should be different. What he gives to a buffalo, if he gives you, you'll be in trouble. But why do I say, Swamiji, no, doctor says no, not agreeable. My human doctor is different from animal doctor. True. But when you give one medicine to the buffalo and it works, you celebrate. You celebrate or not? It worked in a buffalo. First you tried on a rat. Then you said, wonderful. Already stock price went up. Because it worked on a rat. So what's the understanding? If it worked on a rat, very likely it will work for a human being. Why? Why? The first creature I dissected was what? Earthworm. One long alimentary canal. Second creature I killed was what? A cockroach. What do you see? Some gizzard, That's what you used to call it, not stomach, gizzard. But here you call it stomach. What's the big deal? One alimentary canal, from mouth to exit. One canal. Is it different here? One alimentary canal. Same basic design. Tweak, tweak, tweak. Little better, little different. But same design. No different from Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, ambassador. Same story here. Bhagavan has got a little better. He just doesn't change the mark. He does something internally also, something changes, okay? But basics are the same. What is changing? Vishesha is changing. What is Vishesha? More knowledge. Special knowledge, extra knowledge. But same way the digestive system works. Same way nervous system works. Same way respiratory system works. Correct? Why do you decide systems? Functionality. You separate. But you find out, does circulatory system, is it connected to nervous system or not? Is it connected to respiratory system or not? Is it connected to digestive system or not? You try to fix the respiratory system. Then what happens? Digestive system has a problem. You try to fix that, circulatory system has a problem. Why all of them are like that? Because they are all connected. One Maha order. Yet, you are able to look at each function separately. Right? So, physiological order, you first study animal physiology. Start with earthworm. Then you go to cockroach. Then you go to frog. Then you go to rat. Then you go to pig, guinea pig. Poor thing, it's called guinea pig means what? Ready for experimentation. Death. Then you go to rhesus monkey. Bigger. But what is common? Monkey is closer to human being. Therefore, if it works on monkey, almost sure it will work on human being. Only difference, he stands erect. Orangutan, then human being. So what is human being? Monkey plus plus. If you look at object-oriented programming, you start with an object, this, one universal object, that is Brahman, okay? You keep adding. Class is made more and more improved. If you talk in software language, it's very nice to talk about, You can see everything is enhancement over the base class. Base class is Brahman. It's always there. Keep growing it. You see the potentials. This is what it's all about. So when you look at it as order, now you can understand everything bit by bit. At the same time, it's all tied up. It's all knowledge, whether it's knowledge of physics or knowledge of chemistry or knowledge of biology, it's all knowledge. One more very important order is what? Order of psychology. How a mind responds to a given situation. You have individual psychology, you have mob psychology also. How you will behave in a mob. Different. But that's order. This is how a mob is predicted to behave like. Why every mob behaves like that? Order. Why every human being behaves like that? Order. Whether it's India or Alaska, a human being, a human child will behave the same way given a certain situation. Mom neglects you here or in Africa, the child will have the same psychology. Similar psychology. Law. Why is there a law? Why the commonness across children all over the world? Because the law is universal. The knowledge, whether it's in this child or that child, that knowledge is one knowledge. belongs to one all-knowledge Ishvara. Conscious being, all-knowing. One more order, order of dharma. If you do this, this will be the outcome. Dharma and karma are very close. One is the law and one is what happens when you transgress the law. Both. Law goes along with possibility of transgression. Punya papa. Order. Again what? Knowledge. You can't talk of anything other than knowledge. And any knowledge is a conscious being. Therefore, the entire universe is the knowledge of one conscious being. All-knowing. That is said here as bhaya. It's nothing but that knowledge. The knowledge is such that you can't transgress it. Why? The knowledge I have is subject to correction and editing. What I know, I may be wrong. I can correct it. Again I find out, again I correct it. But if it is all knowledge, that knowledge doesn't need correction. That is final. That's what we mean by sarvagyaha. Therefore we say, whatever we see is in order means what? That possibility was allowed. It doesn't mean right and wrong. It means that possibility is allowed in the srishti, in the creation. I don't agree with it. That possibility you won't agree with it is also allowed. I agree with it. That is also allowed. I was not agreeing, now I can start agreeing. That's also possible. So every possibility is knowledge. And really, I think software allows you to assimilate this very well. Because every possibility is what the program throws at you. You interact with the program. It gives you a lot of choice, but yet it cannot transgress that order. That is Ishvara. And within Ishvara is the whole Jagat. And if you understand Ishvara, if you take the Ishvara with all knowledge, you can never be Ishvara. Because you will never have all knowledge. This brain cannot get it. When can you say I am Ishvara? Not through comparison with knowledge or power or capacity, but by seeing that all knowledge is also nothing but a manifestation in consciousness. Small knowledge is also a manifestation in consciousness, and consciousness is neither inherently having all knowledge nor small knowledge. Then how everything comes from, is somewhere it must be there for it to show. This is your agraha. This is how the universe is. Without being inherent, it shows and doesn't show. That is Maya. Without something being inherent, it shows, is magic. That alone is Maya. This is the idea. And that idea is being said through the word bhayad. Everything happens. Don't take it as fear. Right? Iha ched, fourth verse. Iha ched ashakat bodhum prak sharirasya visrasaha tatas sargeshu lokeshu sharirattvaya kalpate. There are some things missing here. The verse itself won't make sense directly for you. Missing means in the verse, in the mantra. Bhashyakara supplies. Iha chet ashakat bodhum. Ashakat means what? Shak dhatu. Ashakat. That A tells you what? What is the possibility of lakaras? Lung is one. Lung. Lung. Possibilities. You should see, that A is in the beginning. Could be ring. Possibilities you should see. Now what? Is it lung? No, it is not. You should know what is lung form, okay? Then you will know it is lung. Lung means what? Past tense. But meaning is not past tense. Ashakat means what? If one could know. Iha chet. If here and now, in this body, when, what do you mean by here and now? Prak sharirasya visrasaha. Before this body disintegrates. Before that, if one can know, then what? What would happen if one can know the truth before one's body drops? One would be free. One would be free. One would not be embodied again. That part is not told in the mantra. Okay? Bhashyakara supplies. If this happens, then what? Bandhanat vimuchyate. Bandhanat vimuchyate. You would be free. If when in this body, with a human body, with the capacity to know, if you can know what is the truth, you would be free. If you can't, second part, second line. Tataha means what? Abodhat. Karane. Hetau. Panchami. If you didn't know, on account of not knowing, first line, if you knew, you would be free. But if you could not know when you were in this body, when you were living, then what? Sargeshu lokeshu sharirattvaya kalpate. What is your eligibility now? Either you crossed this, you took the test and you moved on. If not, what? Repeat, repeat, repeat. Repeat what? Not in the same form. Now mosquito, now rat, now rabbit, now plant, now human being, now devata. Keep going round and round. That is what is lokeshu, in different realms of existence, sharirattvaya kalpate. You will be born embodied in different kinds of bodies in time. Why? Because you take yourself to be embodied. The order is, if you take yourself to embodied, you continue to be embodied. This is how the order is. Swamiji, why is it like that? Suppose I took a rope to be a snake. Does it become a snake? It doesn't. If I take myself to be embodied, why should I not continue to be Brahman? You are Brahman. Because snake is also Brahman. Rope is also Brahman. Tired is also Brahman. Crying fellow is also Brahman. You are Brahman all the way. I want to be Brahman. Hey, you are Brahman all the way. Then what's the problem? You think you are not Brahman. That's the problem. No, there is no other problem. Who thinks? This is the problem. Brahman alone can think, but still Brahman seems to have one individuation. Why is it so? That's how it is. There you don't ask why. I cannot give an answer why. That's how it is. Anadya Vidya. What is only one? That one is in such a fantastic form. The whole universe is one. If it knows I am one, whoever identifies with that oneness is fine. Who, Swamiji? Brahman alone. Why it became many? It didn't become many. This will never end. These questions will never end, okay? You have to understand this is how the universe is. I find myself in this situation. Can I free myself? Yes. How? By understanding what I really am. Everything else you forget about. Forget about means what? Swami, but I'm affected. See it all as Ishvara. Then you won't get affected. Okay? So that's what it's saying. You are born into different lokas. All right. Swamiji, within this order there are different lokas, right? Right now I think I'll muddle through my life. I will do some work. Then I'll go to Pitraloka. Same person is traveling, right? Rather than, do something here, can I not do it when I go back home, another place? So, I'll go to Pitraloka probably, or I'll go to Devaloka, or I'll go to Gandharvaloka, or I'll go to Brahmaloka. Any one of those places I will know. Same truth, right? Yeah. Let me postpone for now. Kal karenge. In the next life I'll do it. Suppose you say. Then what is being said? Next verse. Yatha darshe tathatmani yatha swapne tatha pitrloke यथा अप्सु परीव ददृशे तथा गंधर्वलोके छाया तपयोरिव ब्रह्मलोके. See, in our world today, this is not very useful. Are you waiting to say, I'll go to Pitraloka? How many of you expect to go to Pitraloka? How many expect to go to Devaloka, Gandharvaloka? We are more Charuvaka kind. Till this body is there, I am there. After that, I don't know. We don't really take next life seriously, do we? And that's what I feel. When you explain why your life is karma, you'll hear. But do you think you're going to become a frog or something else? Do you really see something continuing after this? Or no? Do you feel you'll become something else? You'll be born again? Is that a strong thinking? If it is, that's your samskara. But a lot of people, what I find is, in my mother's generation, it's a very strong conviction almost. There's no doubt about it. When they do something, when children did something wrong, they'll say, you will pay for it. I distinctly remember, especially the summer, you have to give water to somebody who comes. Some poor guy will come and say, give me water. And you have one pot at home, you take water from the pot, you put in a jug and take it. You give him one glass. South Indians, we have small glass. Small, miserable glass, really, comparatively. North Indians drink water in this glass. You take this glass, one glass, one more time. How much time you give water? Jug is over to go and get again. You're not happy. Mother says, give water. How much water? If you don't give water, you'll be born as a lizard. That's what I remember being told. If you don't give water, you'll be born as a lizard. Why lizard? Don't ask me, okay? Do you want to become a lizard? Give water. She is 100% sure you'll be born a lizard if you don't give water. I don't think even hearing it 100 times, I don't think I clearly get that Shraddha. But doubt is there, maybe I'll become a lizard. That much. But what I'm saying is this thinking that if you don't give, and if you give, you will get well. You do dhanam, it will come back to you. No doubt about it. It's knowledge. It's not belief for them. It's knowledge. What you give will come back to you. Upanishad verifies it. It says if you give in a big way, it will come back to you in a big way. If you give in a middling way, it will come back to you in a middling way. If you give stingily, it will come back to you stingily. If you give big in a young age, it will come back to you in a young age. Taittiriya Upanishad says all this. But you have to read and still you don't necessarily buy it. That is Ashraddha. So this is for a Shraddhavan, this verse. That, look, what is the clarity with which you gain this knowledge on this earth when you are living? Yatha adarshe. If you see your face on a mirror, do you see it clearly or not? That is the clarity if you get that knowledge here in this human life. Okay? Then, what is the clarity when you see how clearly do you remember your face in a dream? Generally not clear, fuzzy. That is the clarity of this knowledge if you get it in Pitraloka. In Pitraloka, if you go, one loka, there the knowledge will not be so clear, it will be fuzzy. Okay? How will it be in Gandharvaloka? If you go to Gandharvaloka, what kind of clarity you will have? Jiva there also, maybe you will get some knowledge. Some punya you can get. But it will be like when you see something in shaking water, how do you find it? It's all shaky. It's not clear, The face is not one continuous thing. Shaking water. That is the way you will get in Gandharvaloka. Alright? What about Brahmaloka? In Brahmaloka, it will be very clear. Chaya atapayoho iva. Like cloud and sun. Very clear. Distinct. So, where do you want to get this knowledge now? Here or Brahmaloka? These are two good choices. Other choices you are not going to get it clearly. Gandharvaloka you won't get it. Any loka you won't get it, okay? Where you get it now? Clearly, two possibilities. One is here and now as a human being, or Brahmaloka. Swamiji, I think I'll wait for Brahmaloka. But to get to Brahmaloka, you will struggle much more than being in this class. Okay? And after you go to Brahmaloka, what will happen there? Again, Brahmaji will call you and say, what? Etad vaitat. Hey, I heard this when I was on earth. I came here to listen because I thought I'll get something. No, nothing special. What is a fact cannot be improved upon. Okay? This is a red flower. If you go to Brahmaloka also, it will be red flower only. It won't change. Okay? It's a red flower. Maybe you're sitting in an air-conditioned room instead of a fan-cooled room and watching it. But you will see red flower only. And for listening to this, I struggled so much to come to Brahmaloka. I did so much karma, so much smoke I had to inhale in the fire. I gave up so much dana I gave, annadana I did, upasana I did, whole day upasana I did. All that, and now you're telling me I have no extra privilege? Come on. You have better antahkaranam. Brahmaloka means antahkarana shuddhi is given. Therefore, Brahma says Tattvamasi, one or two times you get it. You don't have to worry. But you have to live in Brahmaloka till Loka finishes. Can't go away, like Yama. He knows, but he has to continue to do his thankless job till the Kalpa is over. It's your choice, whether you want to get it here or you want to get it in Brahmaloka. Why is it being said? To show that it is better as a human being to get the knowledge. That much is the Upanishad's purpose, okay? Today I will give you a discount. We'll stop here and we will continue in the evening, okay? So you can all go 5 minutes early and have your lunch. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.